to Sports Today's Morning News Wrap. I'm Siddharth Gulati and I'm going to bring you all the latest updates that made the headlines on different newspapers and on various digital platforms. So, as always, as it has been a usual drill, let's just begin with some cricket news and specifically some WTC final updates. Well, it's exciting time for all the cricket fans here because the WTC final is set for an exciting finish. It could actually end today. The latest update is that Australia they lead by an overall 218 runs with 2 wickets remaining. South Africa, after resuming at 43 for 4 on the second day, they could only manage 138 odd courtesy some useful contributions by Temba and David Bedingham, two of their best batters in this WTC cycle. Cummins took a 6 wicket haul, and in response, Australia was 73 for 7. They were clearly tottering, but then contributions by Alex Carey and Mitchell Starc made sure that Australia had some kind of a recovery and they ended the day with the lead of over 200. So now Australia are quietly confident of making sure that they retain their WTC crown. But on the other hand, South Africa, led by Lungi Ngidi, have made their way back into the contest. And Lungi Ngidi has clearly mentioned that South Africa are confident of chasing any total down that Australia are going to put in front of them. So day 3 is set for some exciting cricket. Could be the final day of the WTC final today. Let's just see, how things go. We are going to be live as and when the day's action ends. Now let's just move to the big update that we have for you on the India versus India A intra-squad game that's going to begin today and last until June 16th. Well, this match is going to be reportedly played behind closed doors. There's going to be no live streaming of it. And that's the latest that we have for you. And why this is happening, because India's head coach Gautam Gambhir reportedly doesn't want the opposition to have any idea of India's tactics or their preparation for the upcoming tour. So that's the latest that we have for you, that India versus India A intra-squad game is going to be held behind closed doors. There's going to be no live streaming of it, but we will give you all the live updates that we have for you. Whatever reports that we have, we'll share that with you at the end of the day, assuming we have any kind of information regarding it. Now let's just move to a couple of updates from the Pakistan cricket here. Well, PCB is actually planning a tri-series with Afghanistan and UAE in Dubai, assuming Asia Cup gets cancelled. They're already in talks with the cricket boards of both the countries here, and that's where they are clearly keeping their eye on so as to make sure that their August-September calendar is clearly fixed. There is some kind of cricket there, and that's where they're planning some kind of a tri-series against Afghanistan and UAE, assuming the Asia Cup gets cancelled. Moving on, one more update here. Well, Pakistan, they are clearly looking to move on from Rizwan, Babar Azam and Shaheen Afridi in the T20 format. The new coach Mike Hesson has made it clear to the players that they need to concentrate more on test and ODI cricket, because in T20s they want to look at some new talent, and that's going to be the case with Pakistan here. So then more than likely Salman Ali Agha will continue to be their T20I skipper, and if things go south, if things don't really go well in T20 cricket, then they can always go back to Rizwan, Babar and Shaheen Afridi. So that's the latest thing that we have for you, that PCB are clearly looking to make a different T20I team, which is going to be minus Babar, Shaheen and Rizwan. Moving on, well, Nepal is set for a historic first here. There's going to be a T20I series between Nepal and West Indies that's going to take place later this year in September. It's going to be the first time that Nepal will take on West Indies in a T20I series, although it's going to be held at a neutral venue. But Nepal are going to be the hosts for this T20I series. A historic first for Nepal, and it's basically a step by Cricket West Indies to make sure that cricket grows across all the nations here. It becomes a global sport. So that's pretty much about it as far as the latest updates, regarding any of the cricketing updates are concerned. Do share any of the thoughts or opinions that you have in the comment section. Now let's just see, what the newspapers really have to tell us. It's a bit about the WTC final, then how New Zealand's casual contracts are becoming a quick fix. And that's the thing with the New Zealand cricket, that at least the likes of Devon Conway and Kane Williamson are still associated with them. But in case of West Indies and South Africa, multiple retirements have already taken place. The India lost to Argentina for a fourth straight defeat in the Pro League here, FIH Pro Hockey League. Then record $73 million prize fund at Wimbledon here. It has been increased by 7%. Radha Yadav is in for Suchi Upadhyay in India's squad for the England series. And De Bruyne has signed for Napoli from Manchester City. And what else do we have in the newspaper updates that we have? Sivko Samra, she won a bronze in Munich, but Arjun Babuta, he disappointed. So that's the latest I think we have for you from the sporting world. Let's just see a couple of comments here before we wrap things up. Birja Prasad, good morning, saying we'll play two test matches against two test matches in WTC 2027 against New Zealand. Why no three matches? Because New Zealand will play three matches with England and four with Australia. BCCI, I don't know, if that's the thing. It's just a mutual thing that happens between the two cricketing boards. You come to a final decision, and that's how you decide as to the number of matches that you want to play. Birja is also saying that they'll most likely play in test matches and ODIs in ICC events. Yeah, I think it's just down to the mutual understanding that both the boards have, and that's how things are decided. Freaking awesome is saying this South African board doesn't give much. They are clearly giving a lot of importance to test, but the point is they have to give equal importance to HAT20, because that's how their cricket is actually getting funded. The international cricket, if they want international cricket to survive, they want their first choice players to take part in HA20. So it's about taking some kind of a hit so as to make sure that you have a longer gain as far as your international cricket is concerned. So with South Africa, this approach is right. But I think, you also need to figure out a way as to how to stop retirements of someone like Henrik Klaasen here. Because you want some senior players to be a part of your international setup come the 2027 World Cup and also beyond that. So I think there has to be a balance that has to be there. Money is the most important factor. And last comment, Rajesh is asking, good morning, Rajesh, to you too. How much target will South Africa comfortably chase? According to me, if you ask, I think South Africa have already conceded a lot. So if Australia manage anywhere about 10-20 odd runs, I think it's going to be tough for South Africa to chase. Having said that, if there's one way to go on this pitch, at least with what I have, inferred, is just keep yourself busy. Keep taking those singles, doubles, try and hit that every, odd boundary. And that's how things will really go. Last comment, very last comment, Birja Prasad is asking, why India saying NZ doesn't play more test matches in this cycle? They have 17 test matches and India have to play 18. This is the first time that this is happening. The only point that we always make is that New Zealand reached the WTC final by playing a total of about 11-12 matches, same as the case with South Africa this time. So I think the loophole lies in ICC not making a criteria. ICC must make a criteria wherein they should make sure that a team, if they are to even be considered for a WTC final spot, they have to play at least, say, around about 14 or 15 odd matches. Just an example, I'm giving. There has to be a criteria set, because anything less than that, it does feel that, this team played about 10 odd matches and they qualified, and India played about 20 matches and they could not qualify. So that's how I think things have to be done. There has to be a balance that has to be there. For now, that's not really the case. Freaking awesome. Yeah, right. The same South African side have done really well against Australia in ODIs. Very dominating performance. So that's about it. Stay tuned to Sports Today as we'll bring you all the latest updates and analysis from the sporting world. We are going to be live for the WTC final as and when the day ends, and anything and everything related to cricket and other sports.